What if I told you one of hip-hop's most dramatic love stories just took a turn so wild, so jaw-dropping, that fans can't decide if it's real life or the plot of a reality show? Well, buckle up, because Jim Jones and Ciara have just been thrown into the center of a secret pregnancy scandal, and Chrissy has absolutely lost it. For years, Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin have been the definition of messy but loyal on love and hip-hop. Their relationship has survived rumors, fights, family drama, and endless fan speculation. But this time the chaos might be too much to come back from. According to a bombshell leak, Ciara, yes, that Ciara, the superstar singer, wife of Russell Wilson, and queen of R&B, is allegedly at the center of a shocking pregnancy reveal tied directly to Jim Jones. The whispers first popped up on Twitter threads that quickly spiraled out of control. Screenshots of cryptic DMs, blurry photos of Ciara and Jim at what appeared to be a private dinner, and one caption that sent fans into a frenzy: "She's glowing." And it ain't because of the music. At first, everyone thought it was just another outlandish rumor. But then came the insider claims, whispers that Chrissy had already confronted Jim about late-night phone calls, mysterious absences, and a string of business meetings that didn't add up. And when Ciara's name entered the chat, Chrissy allegedly snapped. Insiders close to the couple claim Chrissy went full meltdown mode, screaming, smashing a glass, and allegedly vowing to end this circus once and for all. Meanwhile, Jim has stayed eerily silent, refusing to deny or confirm the rumors, which only makes things worse. And Ciara, she's posted nothing but serene family photos, leaving fans to wonder if she's covering something up or laughing at the chaos. But here's the twist. Some insiders say this pregnancy reveal isn't just rumor, it's about to become public record. To grasp just how earth-shaking this scandal is, we need to rewind and lay down the history. Because this isn't just another random rumor tying two celebrities together. This is Jim Jones, Harlem rapper, Dipset legend, and longtime love and hip-hop fixture, suddenly linked to Ciara, one of R&B's most respected queens. And right in the crossfire, Chrissy Lampkin, Jim's on-again, off-again partner of nearly 2 decades, who has invested more years into this man than anyone thought possible. Jim Jones and Chrissy have always had one of the messiest love stories on television. Fans remember their introduction on Love and Hip Hop Season 1, where Chrissy proposed to Jim on camera, flipping tradition and leaving the world stunned. The ring was supposed to symbolize a new chapter. Instead, it kicked off years of stalled engagements, public fights, and heartbreaking arguments that made them one of reality TV's most talked about couples. There were moments when it looked like they had finally made it. A 20-year history, a deep loyalty, and undeniable chemistry that kept bringing them back together. But there were also cracks. Jim's loyalty was often questioned, Chrissy's patience constantly tested. The world wondered if they'd ever actually tie the knot, or if they were just addicted to the cycle of drama and reconciliation. Then there's Ciara. The woman has built a brand on grace, strength, and family values. From her early days with hits like Goodies and One, two-step to her evolution into a wife and mother alongside NFL superstar Russell Wilson, Ciara became the poster child for reinvention and stability. She went from high-profile heartbreaks, remember her rocky relationship with Future, to finding the perfect love story with Russell. Together, they cultivated the image of a flawless marriage, doting parents, and power couple goals. That's why this alleged secret pregnancy hits so hard. Because Ciara, of all people, was supposed to be untouchable in the gossip mill. A woman who seemingly moved past all drama, who chose love, faith, and family over chaos. To have her name now tied to Jim Jones, the same man who can't even keep his relationship with Chrissy stable, feels impossible. Yet here we are. The whispers started subtly. Fans noticed Jim and Ciara in the same space as award shows, music events, charity galas. At first, no one thought twice. These are celebrities. Of course, they cross paths. But then came the sightings that didn't make sense. A blurry paparazzi photo of them exiting the same restaurant in New York. Rumors of Ciara spending extra time in Harlem, far away from her usual orbit. And then, The most damning whispers, insiders claiming Ciara had been glowing. Her outfit strategically oversized, her demeanor quieter, more secretive. The gossip grew legs when Twitter threads began piecing together evidence. Fans compiled side-by-side shots of Ciara's supposed baby bump, analyzed Jim's cryptic lyrics about new beginnings, and unearthed screenshots of alleged texts between Ciara and a mystery man saved under a fake name text some claim matched Jim's writing style. At the center of it all was Chrissy. If you know Chrissy Lampkin, you know she's not one to bite her tongue. She has fought cast members, checked groupies, and called Jim out publicly more times than anyone can count. But according to insiders, this time her reaction was different. Not just angry, not just hurt, but completely unhinged. One source described it like this: Chrissy lost it. She screamed. She threw things. She said she was done for good. She told Jim that if he embarrassed her like this, she'd make sure the whole world knew what kind of man he really is. Another claimed she went as far as confronting Jim in front of friends, accusing him of dragging her name through the mud after years of loyalty. And while Jim has stayed silent publicly, his silence speaks volumes. No denial, no clarification, just a cloud of suspicion hovering over everything. Ciara, on the other hand, has only fueled speculation by posting cryptic captions like "timing is everything" and "protect your peace." On the surface, they look like motivational quotes. But in the context of this scandal, fans are dissecting every word like it's a hidden confession. This isn't just a story about cheating or betrayal. It's a collision of reputations. Chrissy, the fiery reality star who sacrificed 2 decades for Jim. Ciara, the R&B queen who built her brand on perfect family life. And Jim Jones, the man caught in the middle, dragging both worlds into a scandal nobody saw coming. But here's the wildest part. Insiders claim there's more to this story than meets the eye. Because according to the most jaw-dropping whispers, this pregnancy reveal isn't just rumor. There are receipts, medical paperwork, travel records, and even private photos that could make this impossible to deny. And if those receipts surface, Chrissy's fury won't just be explosive. It'll be nuclear. When whispers turn into receipts, the whole game changes, and that's exactly what happened in this scandal. At first, the rumor of Ciara being secretly pregnant with Jim Jones' child felt like nothing more than fan fiction gone rogue. But then came the leaks. And those leaks dragged the story out of the realm of gossip and straight into a frenzy of suspicion, chaos, and heartbreak. The first leak was subtle. A grainy shot of Ciara leaving a private clinic in Atlanta, wearing oversized sweats, a baseball cap pulled low, and walking with her hand over her stomach. The photo alone might not have meant much. Plenty of celebrities visit clinics, and fans are quick to assume baby bump at the slightest curve. But what made this one different was the timestamp. According to the metadata released with the photo, it was taken just 3 weeks before the rumor exploded online. Then came the alleged appointment receipt. A gossip page claimed to have obtained proof that Ciara booked an appointment under an alias, with James J. listed as an emergency contact. The page blurred out the sensitive details, but the letters James J. were enough to light the internet on fire. Fans immediately linked it to Jim Jones, and within hours, #JamesJ trended worldwide. Chrissy, of course, wasn't about to sit quietly while the internet debated whether her man had fathered another woman's child, especially when that woman was Ciara, a global superstar with a squeaky clean image. According to insiders, Chrissy confronted Jim in the most Chrissy way possible, head-on, loud, and furious. One source described the scene. Chrissy was screaming, throwing her phone at him, demanding answers. She had the receipts pulled up, waving them in his face. Jim tried to play it cool, saying people make fake documents all the time. But the more he denied, the angrier she got, allegedly. The fight escalated to the point where Chrissy smashed a glass against the wall, yelling, "You embarrass me again, and I'll make sure the whole world knows you're a clown." And that's where the first shocking twist flipped the narrative. Because just as everyone assumed Ciara was the victim of messy gossip, another set of screenshots leaked, this time painting Chrissy as the one blindsided not by Jim, but by her own friends. The screenshots, allegedly from a group chat between Chrissy's close circle, showed her friends warning her months earlier that Jim was acting shady and spending time with someone he shouldn't. One friend allegedly wrote, "I saw him at a hotel in Midtown, and it wasn't with you. You need to watch your man." Another added, "Don't shoot the messenger, but if it comes out later, don't say we didn't tell you." If real, it meant Chrissy had been warned long before the rumors exploded, but either ignored it or chose not to believe it. The internet went wild. Some fans dragged Chrissy for playing dumb and acting shocked now when she already knew. Others defended her, saying no woman deserves this level of public humiliation. Receipts or not, Twitter turned into a battlefield. Ciara would never. This gotta be fake. Stop dragging her name in mess. Jim been doing Chrissy dirty for years. Why y'all acting surprised now? If this is true, Chrissy deserves better, period. And in the middle of it all, Ciara herself posted a cryptic message on Instagram. "Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. Protecting my peace always." The post sent fans spiraling. Was she addressing the rumor? Was it a denial in disguise? Or was it Ciara confirming that there really was some truth buried in the chaos? But just when the world thought the scandal couldn't get any messier, another curveball dropped. A voice note leaked, allegedly from Jim Jones himself, venting to a friend about Chrissy's reaction. In the clip, a man who sounded unmistakably like Jim said, "She always overreacting. Ain't even what they think it is. But Chrissy don't listen. She thinks she know everything. I can't breathe without it being a problem." That leak sent fans into overdrive. Because while it didn't confirm Ciara's pregnancy, it confirmed one thing. Jim wasn't denying shady behavior, he was frustrated at being caught. And the wildest part, insiders claim this was only the beginning. According to gossip bloggers, there was still one unreleased bombshell, a piece of evidence so explosive it could confirm once and for all whether Ciara really was carrying Jim's child. Some claimed it was an ultrasound photo with initials attached. Others swore it was video footage of Jim and Ciara together in an intimate setting. Either way, the story had officially shifted from rumor to scandal. Chrissy was furious. Jim was cornered. Ciara was silent but cryptic. And fans were demanding the truth like never before. But here's the real cliffhanger. What happens if the final receipts do drop? Because if Ciara is pregnant with Jim's child, it won't just end Jim and Chrissy for good. It could shatter Ciara's pristine public image, rock her marriage to Russell Wilson, and ignite one of the biggest scandals hip-hop and R&B have ever seen. By the time fans had digested the leaked receipts and Chrissy's explosive reaction, the scandal was already snowballing into something bigger, and then came the moment that pushed it completely over the edge. The alleged ultrasound leak. It started as a blurry image posted anonymously to Reddit. The picture showed a black and white sonogram with the date cropped out. But what caught everyone's attention was the name typed faintly in the corner. Though partially obscured, fans swore they could make out the initials C.H. and beneath it, in smaller text, James J. listed as a contact. Within hours, the image was everywhere, reposted on Twitter, dissected on TikTok, and shared across fan pages like it was the holy grail of gossip. Could this really be proof that Ciara was pregnant with Jim Jones' child? The internet practically exploded. One viral post read, "If that sonogram is real, this isn't just cheating. This is history. Jim Jones and Ciara. Chrissy must be tearing the whole house down right now." But others were skeptical. Fans questioned the clarity of the name, wondering if it was doctored, while Ciara's loyal supporters begged people not to drag her family into what they called baseless lies. And then, just as the internet was buzzing, Russell Wilson's name entered the conversation. Up until now, Russell had been silent, the picture of composure, continuing to post about football, workouts, and family time. But insiders claimed that behind the scenes he was furious. One source close to the Wilsons allegedly told a blog, "Russell doesn't play about Ciara or their family. He confronted her immediately, demanding to know if there was any truth to these rumors. Ciara swore to him nothing was going on, but the timing of everything has him deeply unsettled." Another insider went further. claiming Russell had instructed his legal team to keep an eye on the situation in case the narrative spiraled further. The whispers of lawyers sent fans into a frenzy. Was this not just a tabloid scandal, but the possible unraveling of one of Hollywood's most picture-perfect marriages? Meanwhile, Chrissy wasn't letting the ultrasound rumor slide. According to sources, she allegedly went live in a rage, ranting about women trying to build families with men who already got one, though she never mentioned Ciara by name. Fans knew exactly who she was talking about. One fiery quote from the live spread instantly. "You can sing about leveling up all you want, but you don't level up by lowering yourself into someone else's mess." Remember that. The internet went wild. Some praised Chrissy for standing her ground, while others accused her of deflecting blame from Jim, the man at the center of it all. Celebrities couldn't resist chiming in either. Cardi B tweeted, "I don't believe it till I see more. But if it's true, Lord have mercy on them group chats." 50 Cent, never one to miss a trolling opportunity, posted a photoshopped image of Jim Jones and Russell Wilson facing off in a boxing ring with Ciara and Chrissy in opposite corners. Captioned, "Main event. Baby mama vs. wife vs. fianc. Somebody getting knocked out." That post alone racked up millions of impressions, cementing the scandal as the internet's obsession of the week. But the most shocking reveal came not from memes or cryptic posts but from an anonymous blog drop that claimed to have receipts of private flights. According to the leak, Jim Jones had allegedly been on a private jet to Seattle multiple times in the last year, often on days when Ciara had business meetings scheduled. If true, it would mean Jim wasn't just sneaking around in New York, he was crossing state lines to see her. The leaked flight logs, while unverified, sent shockwaves through both fan bases. Was Jim really bold enough to step into Ciara and Russell's world, knowing the stakes? Was Ciara reckless enough to risk the reputation she had spent years building as America's sweetheart? The backlash was instant. Ciara's comment sections filled with both support and venom. Some fans begged her to ignore the noise, while others accused her of hypocrisy after years of presenting herself as the model of faith, loyalty, and family. Meanwhile, Chrissy allegedly reached a breaking point. Insiders claimed she packed a bag and left the house she shared with Jim, threatening to go public with the truth about him if he didn't come clean. One friend reportedly said, "Chrissy told him, 'If you embarrass me like this, I'll embarrass you worse. I'll make sure everyone sees who you really are.'" And here's where the cliffhanger reveal shook everyone. Another anonymous insider hinted that there's more proof, not just sonic. The betrayal isn't just personal. It's about to become global. The moment that ultrasound leak hit the internet, everything shifted. What had been brushed off by some as wild gossip instantly transformed into the scandal nobody could ignore. The public reaction was immediate, visceral, and divided. Fans, celebrities, sports outlets, gossip blogs, everyone had something to say, and none of it was quiet. Twitter or X exploded with debates that quickly spiraled into all-out war. On one side, die-hard Ciara fans demanded people stop dragging her name, insisting the ultrasound was fake and part of a smear campaign. On the other, Chrissy supporters went into attack mode, calling Ciara fake, two-faced, and accusing her of destroying another woman's 20-year relationship. One tweet that racked up 200,000 likes read, "Ciara built her whole brand on family, faith, and being a wife. If this is true, her entire image is a lie. Russell deserves better." Meanwhile, another post defended Ciara, saying, "These fake receipts come out every time a woman shines. Ciara is not messing with Jim Jones. Y'all gotta stop believing everything you see online." The hashtags told the story. Hashtag Ciara pregnancy scandal. Hashtag Chrissy v. Ciara. Hashtag Jim exposed. And the most brutal one. Hashtag poor Russell. But it wasn't just fans who were reacting. Celebrities and industry figures jumped into the fray too. Cardi B went live, sipping wine and rolling her eyes. "I don't know what's true or what's fake, but let me tell you, if Chrissy really got proof, it's gonna get ugly. Chrissy don't play. Jim don't even know what's about to hit him." 50 Cent, king of trolling, posted a photoshopped image of Russell Wilson in a football jersey holding a baby that looked like Jim Jones, with the caption, "Rest out here raising dips at JRB." The post broke the internet, drawing millions of views and brutal laughter, though fans also dragged 50 for being messy. Even Wendy Williams, still active in commentary despite her own drama, allegedly hinted during a podcast appearance, "Honey, if that ultrasound is real, Ciara better prepare for the fight of her life." And Chrissy? Oh, she's not going anywhere quietly. I know that woman, she's about to light everything on fire. Meanwhile, the sports world chimed in. NFL analysts started awkwardly addressing Russell Wilson's name, trending for the wrong reasons. One commentator on ESPN joked, "Russ needs to keep his head in the game, but if this drama keeps up, he might be fighting defensive lines at home too." The joke was tasteless, but it highlighted how far the scandal had spread. It wasn't just gossip anymore. It was bleeding into sports talk shows. And then came the media storm. Gossip blogs ran sensational headlines non-stop. Jim Jones and Ciara caught in secret baby scandal. Chrissy Lemkin explodes over alleged affair, threatens to expose Jim. Russell Wilson dragged into music world's messiest scandal. Mainstream outlets like TMZ, The Shade Room, and Hollywood Unlocked gave it wall-to-wall coverage, each post drawing hundreds of thousands of comments. The industry itself started feeling the tremors. According to insiders, Chrissy allegedly called multiple producers at Love and Hip Hop, demanding airtime to clear her name and tell the truth. If true, it meant this private scandal was about to become reality TV storyline gold. Mona Scott-Young was probably already plotting the next season opener. But what about Ciara? Publicly, she stayed silent. Her Instagram was still full of family photos, polished captions, and serene vibes. But fans noticed she turned off comments on multiple posts, fueling suspicion that she was rattled by the backlash. One insider even claimed Russell had stepped in and told her to lay low until things cooled down. And Jim, still radio silent. His silence wasn't calming anything, it was pouring gasoline on the fire. Every hour he refused to address the rumors, the internet spun out new theories. Was he guilty? Was he protecting Ciara? Or was he just buying time before the next bombshell leaked? Because here's the scariest part. Bloggers hinted that the ultrasound wasn't the only receipt. Multiple pages teased that there was video footage of Jim and Ciara together, footage that would end the debate forever. The public's reaction to that tease was nuclear. TikTok creators made countdowns, Twitter threads speculated about what the video showed, and memes went viral comparing Russell Wilson to Will Smith's infamous Red Table Talk moment. Even fans who didn't believe the scandal begged for the video to drop, just to end the chaos. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. "At this point, release the footage. Prove it or shut it down. We can't take this roller coaster anymore." But until that footage appears, the scandal remains in limbo, messy, divisive, and consuming two industries at once. Chrissy is livid, Russell is allegedly rattled, Ciara is silent, and Jim Jones is standing in the eye of a storm he may not survive. And if that video does surface, it won't just be public reactions. It'll be public destruction. The industry thought it had seen everything, but the final twist in this scandal made jaws drop like never before. For weeks, people had been buzzing about the leaked ultrasound, the cryptic silence from Jim, and Ciara's calculated quietness. But then came whispers of something darker, a video. Not just grainy screenshots or doctored DMs, but a full-blown, undeniable recording that could destroy reputations in a matter of seconds. Blogger Tasha K went live and claimed she had been offered a clip that showed Jim and Ciara together in a dimly lit hotel hallway. Allegedly, the footage was time-stamped just months before the supposed pregnancy leak. Though Tasha didn't play the video, she hinted enough to send fans into meltdown. "Listen, if this drops, careers will end, marriages will end, and the internet will literally explode. You're not ready." That single statement was enough to make the story spiral out of control. TikTokers began staging dramatic reenactments of what they imagined the footage looked like. Memes of Russell Wilson pacing with baby strollers flooded the timeline. Even Drake's name got dragged into the discourse when people joked he'd add a Ciara line to his next subliminal diss track. But here's where things truly flipped. Chrissy, up until now, Chrissy had been the furious Fianchi, the woman scorned, ready to torch everything Jim had built. But according to insiders, she had a plan. Sources close to production whispered that Chrissy was gearing up for the most explosive move of all, confronting Ciara directly, on camera. Allegedly, Mona Scott Young and the Love and Hip Hop producers had already pitched a special sit-down, similar to reunion shows, but this time designed for just two women, Chrissy and Ciara. The rumor was that Chrissy wanted Ciara to say it to her face, to admit or deny the pregnancy rumors in a way no press release or cryptic IG story could match. Imagine the chaos. Chrissy, fueled by fury, walking into a studio with her infamous side-eye ready, and Ciara, polished as always, sitting across from her, perfectly calm but surrounded by whispers. Fans immediately began fantasizing about an anonymous NFL insider leaked to sports blogs that Russell had been reaching out to legal teams to protect his family name. While it wasn't clear whether he was considering lawsuits or public statements, the very mention of Russell lawyering up sent shockwaves. If true, it meant this wasn't just gossip anymore, it was moving into legal warfare. The thought of Russell, one of the most clean-cut, reserved athletes in the league, being dragged into a messy love triangle with Jim Jones and Chrissy was surreal. Fans joked that the NFL should broadcast Russell's press conference like a pay-per-view boxing match. Forget Sunday Night Football. Put Russell on stage with a mic and let him address this. Numbers would be insane. As pressure mounted, people began questioning how Jim would survive the fallout. Could Dipset's legacy withstand this? Would Chrissy finally walk away after decades of loyalty? Would Ciara's carefully built image as a devoted wife and mother crack under the weight of suspicion? But here's the chilling part. Right as the internet thought things couldn't get any wilder, a teaser clip leaked. The Shade Room posted a blurred 10-second snippet of two figures that resembled Jim and Ciara entering what looked like a luxury suite. The quality was poor, the faces weren't crystal clear, but the resemblance was enough to spark hysteria. Within minutes, Jim and Ciara video was trending worldwide. The reactions were instantaneous. Some screamed confirmation and declared the scandal real. Others accused the leak of being a deep fake, another digital trick to ruin reputations. Chrissy herself allegedly posted, then deleted, a story saying, "I told y'all, keep watching. I got more." That post was screenshotted thousands of times before disappearing, cementing suspicions that Chrissy might indeed be holding back explosive receipts of her own. The cliffhanger couldn't be clearer. Will Chrissy and Ciara actually face each other in a no-holds-barred confrontation? Will Russell break his silence and go nuclear in defense of his family? And most dangerously, will the full video leak, leaving no room for denial, no space for spin, and no chance for reputations to recover? Right now, all the players are circling. The internet is frothing, and fans are perched on the edge of their seats waiting for the next bombshell, because one thing is certain: when this truth finally detonates, nobody, not Jim, not Chrissy, not Ciara, not even Russell, will walk away unscathed. And there you have it, a scandal so explosive it feels less like reality TV and more like the script of a blockbuster movie. But make no mistake, this is unfolding right before our eyes. Jim Jones caught between two powerful women, Chrissy refusing to back down, and Ciara's silence screaming louder than words. Add in Russell Wilson's potential legal thunderstorm, and you've got a storyline that could reshape the entire celebrity landscape. But the question is, where does this all go next? Will Chrissy finally snap and put every single receipt she's holding out there for the world to see? Will Ciara break her silence and defend her family, or will she stay quiet and let the whispers turn into full-blown headlines? And what about Jim? Will he own up to the truth, or keep ducking behind smoke and mirrors until the very end? Fans, this is where you come in. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Do you believe the leaks, or do you think this is all a setup designed to bring Chrissy back into the spotlight? Are you Team Chrissy, fighting for the truth at all costs? Or Team Ciara, believing the rumors have gone way too far? And where does that leave Russell, the man who might be forced to publicly defend his marriage for the first time in his entire career? Don't just watch this drama unfold, be a part of it. Hit that like button if you think more receipts are on the way. Smash that subscribe button because you already know we're not done. If the blurred video was just the beginning, imagine what's coming when the full footage drops. Imagine if Chrissy and Ciara actually face each other on camera. Imagine the ratings, the reactions, the chaos. Trust me, the next chapter is already writing itself, and you do not want to miss a single second. So turn on your notifications, stay locked in, and get ready. Because the next bombshell, it's not just going to shake the internet, it's going to burn it to the ground.